Have you ever wondered why certain people irritate you for no clear reason? Someone walks into a room and your mood shifts. Their voice, their confidence, their very presence bothers you, and you can't explain why. Carl Jung believed this irritation wasn't random. It was a message from your unconscious mind. The people who bother you most are showing you something you don't want to see about yourself. Jung called this the shadow. The shadow is every part of yourself you've rejected. Every quality you decided was unacceptable. Every trait you learned to hide from the world and from yourself. As children, we learned what was acceptable. Be quiet, don't be selfish, don't show off, don't be weak. So we buried those parts deep inside. We pretended they didn't exist. But the shadow doesn't disappear. It lives in your unconscious mind. And it watches the world through your eyes, searching for itself in other people. When you see your shadow in someone else, you don't recognize it consciously. You just feel irritation, anger, judgment, because they're expressing what you forbid yourself to express. This is called projection. You project your shadow onto others. You see in them what you can't see in yourself, and you react with disproportionate emotion. Someone's confidence feels like arrogance, but maybe you've silenced your own voice for years. Maybe their comfort in themselves reminds you of what you've denied, your own need to be seen. Someone's emotion feels excessive, but maybe you learn to suppress your feelings. Maybe their tears or anger terrify you, because they remind you of everything you've locked away inside. Someone's selfishness bothers you deeply, but maybe you give endlessly while ignoring your own needs. Maybe their boundaries remind you that you've never learned to say no. Jung said, everyone carries a shadow, and the less it's embodied in conscious life, the blacker and denser it is. The more you deny your shadow, the stronger it becomes. Your shadow doesn't want to hurt you. It wants to be integrated. It wants you to acknowledge what you've buried, to see yourself completely, not just the acceptable parts. So when someone irritates you, pause. Ask yourself, what quality am I seeing in them? Write it down, be specific. Name what bothers you most. Then ask, do I have this quality? Your first answer will be no. That's your ego defending itself. But sit with the question, look deeper. Maybe you're not arrogant like they are, but have you ever felt proud and hidden it? Have you ever wanted recognition and pretended you didn't? That's your shadow speaking. Maybe you're not selfish like they are, but have you ever resented giving? Have you ever wanted something for yourself? That desire exists in you too, just buried beneath duty. Jung said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to understanding of ourselves. Every judgment is a doorway. Every strong reaction is a clue. This doesn't mean everyone who irritates you is right. It doesn't mean their behavior is acceptable. It means your disproportionate reaction is information about you, not them. Some people will bother you mildly. That's normal human friction. But when someone triggers rage, contempt, or obsessive judgment, that's your shadow. That's projection. The people you hate most often possess qualities you secretly long for. The confidence you call arrogance. The freedom you call recklessness. The boundaries you call selfishness. Jung believed shadow work was essential, not to become someone else, but to become whole. To integrate what you've rejected. To stop living half a life. When you integrate your shadow, something shifts. The people who irritated you lose their power, because you're no longer fighting yourself. You're no longer projecting. You start seeing people clearly, not as mirrors of your rejected self, but as themselves. Separate from your inner conflict. This is true perception. Your shadow contains more than negative traits. It holds your buried power, your unexpressed creativity, your forbidden joy. Everything you were taught was too much. Maybe you judge people who are loud, but your shadow holds your silenced voice. Maybe you judge people who rest, but your shadow holds your denied exhaustion. Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. You must face what you've hidden, name it, acknowledge it. This work is uncomfortable. Your ego will resist. It will tell you, I'm not like that, I'm nothing like them. But resistance itself is a clue. Defense means there's something to defend. Start small, notice mild irritations. The coworker who talks too much. The friend who cancels plans. What quality bothers you? Is it really about them? Journal about it. Write, they are too much of X. Then write, when have I been X? When have I wanted to be X? What happened when I tried? You'll start noticing patterns. The same type of person always bothers you because they're showing you the same unintegrated part over and over until you see it. Jung said the psychological rule says that when an inner situation is not made conscious, it happens outside as fate. Your shadow will keep appearing externally until you meet it internally. Integration doesn't mean acting on every impulse. It means acknowledging what exists. You can recognize your anger without destroying things. You can admit your selfishness without abandoning others. The goal is wholeness, not perfection, to be fully human, to contain contradictions. To admit, yes, I am sometimes selfish, sometimes proud, sometimes weak, and that's okay. When you stop projecting, relationships change. You stop trying to fix people. You stop needing them to be different. Because their behavior no longer threatens your self-image. You gain compassion for them and for yourself. Because you understand, everyone is carrying rejected parts. Everyone is projecting. Everyone is doing their best with what they can see. Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are, not who you were told to be, not the edited version, the whole person. Your shadow knows you better than your ego does. It remembers every suppressed desire, every denied feeling. Every time you chose acceptability over authenticity, it's been waiting. The people who irritate you are messengers. They're not your enemies. They're showing you where you're not free, where you're still imprisoned by old rules, old shame. Some irritations will dissolve immediately. Once you name the projection, it loses power. Other patterns will take years. The deepest wounds resist longest. Be patient. Shadow work isn't about becoming someone else. It's about reclaiming yourself, the confident you, the angry you, the selfish you, the creative you. All of it belongs to you. Jung said, the meeting with oneself is one of the most unpleasant experiences, because it means facing everything you've avoided, but it's also the most necessary. When you integrate your shadow, you stop being so reactive. Someone's confidence doesn't threaten you. Someone's emotion doesn't overwhelm you, because you've made peace with your own. You reclaim your energy, all that anger, all that judgment, all that obsessive criticism. It was your energy, turned outward. Now you can use it for creation instead of projection. This is freedom, not from other people, but from the prison of your own projections, from fighting yourself through others, from denying half of who you are. The next time someone irritates you, thank them silently. They're showing you where you're not whole, where you still have work to do, where growth is waiting. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Your irritation is not fate, it's a map to your unconscious. This work never ends. You'll discover new projections, new denied parts, new irritations, because you're always growing. Always becoming more of yourself, that's the point. The people who irritate you aren't obstacles, they're mirrors, and mirrors only show what's already there. Your shadow has been waiting your whole life, waiting to be seen, to be welcomed home. Carl Jung spent his life exploring the shadow, not to eliminate it, but to integrate it. Because wholeness includes darkness, completeness includes contradiction, and freedom includes everything you've denied. The next time someone bothers you, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, what are they showing me? What part of myself am I seeing in them? This question changes everything.